live in our studio. It is going to be a wonderful discussion, cutting across, not only limiting it to NAFA, on other national issues. Harris?
On Microsoft.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
On Microsoft.
I don't know what's happening to. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. It's good to have, like you said, the Director General now. The last time we had him on this radio, he was designated.
Designated, yeah.
And now he's.
Was it designated or acting?
Acting, yes, acting.
Yeah, very well. Acting, and now we have him. Good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning, Harris. Good morning, Boy. Good morning, friends, colleagues in Radio Land. Good to be here. Always good to be here.
Director General. I'm told that you're not comfortable when people call you Director General.
I'll be called Cyrus. I love being called Cyrus. I mean, that's my name. The thing is that tomorrow we pass through here, you see me around tomorrow, you feel comfortable calling me Cyrus. So just call me Cyrus.
Okay, let's begin. How's the Fisheries Authority?
I think we're progressing. We were surviving a few months back. Now we are progressing. And I think a lot of things ongoing. We have a lot of activities ongoing at the fisheries complex. And we're going to outline a lot of them. But I think things are moving. Staff morale has increased. They are well energized. We were just at the LHCC redeclaring our asset last week. We've mandated all of our senior staff to declare their asset. That has been done. All of our senior staff have declared their asset. We are now preparing for performance-based contract signing. That should start hopefully next week because we've already developed our annual work plan for the year. And then all of those activities now will be factored into performance contracts for the staff. So everyone wants to do something. You don't get there and see people sitting idle because they know they're going to be evaluated based on deliverables.
Was that how it was looking like before, or it's on your watch that things have started changing a bit?
Well, I don't want to say that myself. Maybe you could take the microphone one day and walk to NAFA and just find out. But I think a lot of things has changed. If you get there, we are a family. Everybody wants to get something done. Everyone wants to make effort. You know, people come to work now very early. I didn't have to tell them to come to work. I'm in office by 6:25. So I see a lot of my staff coming in.
6:25 a.m.
Every day. I'm in the office 6:25 a.m. What that does is that it helps me to prepare for the day, and so I'm able to overcome a lot of things, assigned responsibilities. And then during the day, I try now to supervise, reach out, all of the staff, see what's happening, what's unfolding, and everything. So staff have started coming to work between 7:30, 8 o'clock. I mean, the bus goes around, pick up our staff. They are there by 8:30.
Yeah, I normally pass by your bus every early morning, and that was one of the things that you put in place, getting them a new bus. Not like getting them, the entity getting them a new bus. Was that something lacking for a very long time?
Oh yeah. The staff have never had bus transportation allowance. We're trying to get a second one, hopefully this year. We're still trying to look here and there. They never had insurance. Now they have insurance. All of the staff are excited, going to do the checkup. They and their immediate families. A few of the staff were at the hospital last time and they called me and said,
even those I see,
I've gotten life insurance. So I mean, they are much comfortable now going. I mean, the sector we're in is a risky sector, and it's just important to value the lives of people who serve the country in such a manner. And so that has taken place. I mean, staff feel much more, compelled to do what they have to do. And I'm just excited with the amazing team we have. I think everyone may not be at the same level, and so we're trying to team them up so that they have mentors within and out of the institution just to drive them through. We had a predicament last year that we had to let go 32 enumerators because the World Bank funded project couldn't accommodate them again. We're trying to see how we can get them back on working now with the new fisheries project that is coming up under the European Union. So at least we can get them. Some of those colleagues stay in the institution 6-7 years. And so it kind of pained me that they had to go and sit for a while. We're trying to see how we can get them back on board, through that intervention.
Yeah,
The next part quickly, just before you come in, we had about 32 staff serving as contractors for over 6 years. Well, we're trying to regularize that now, make sure that we, formalize the contracts.
32.
Yeah, to get back in the workforce. Because, I mean, we're paying them come what may. We're just trying to make them now employees to get on board. And also, salary disparity was an issue. We have some drivers making $200, some drivers making $400, some drivers making $300. Some other staff at the same level, salaries, were not aligned. So we try to also regularize that, align that, based on experience, based on, competence and what have you, qualification. So we want to solve the salary disparity issue this year and also try to incorporate a lot of those contractors that have been on contract for over 6 years, which is a very bad labor practice.
So one of the issues that the workers at NAFA had at the time was safety insurance, especially for those that go on sea. There are times that they had issue with NASCOP benefits. Some said their monies were being deducted for NASCOP purpose, and those funds were never related to them. Has there been any intervention made by your leadership providing insurance for those that go on sea in the NASCOP situation?
Yeah, sure. I just stated that life insurance has been given to our seagoers. We reactivated and restarted our own compliance issue with the Liberia Revenue Authority and the Social Security. So last year we were able to remit pretty close to $300,000 on staff withholding, at the entity. That's something we committed ourselves to. As you all know, if you look at the national budget this year, NAFA committed $500,000 to the government. We're going to be making the first payment this week of that amount. We're very intentional about that. We think we have to live up to what we have been called for. Definitely, we are not so viable as it should be, but at least things are picking up. And once things are picking up, we should be able to serve our own purpose and give our own commitment to the national government, because that's how other public servants are going to take salaries, So we're committing ourselves to that. We're going to be remitting the first $125,000 this week to national government. So it's in 3 installments. So we're going to do that, and then the next quarter we'll do next payment, and then at least we'll be able to pay off our commitment this year to national.
So this year you will be contributing to the national government.
Oh yes, $500,000.
$500,000.
Harris Abegi, I don't want us to rush this entire thing. One time you hosted a fish market day, right? And the fishmongers, you brought them to the people. You brought the people to them. The interaction was very cordial. And Harris, we spoke to them. Their call was that we need this from NAFA at least twice a year, and we need a bigger space. We need more people to come on to purchase the fish from us. What are the plans that you are putting in place to make it more bigger than this?
In fact, that's the bread and butter issue. People talk about bread and butter issue.
Yeah.
That's one of the bread and butter issues the government is enacting at the National Fisheries. You listen to the women that they sold 6 times more than what they ever sold before in their lives. The next fish market day is March 14th, and it will be held at the Invincible Park. We decided now to have a very bigger space, as you know, a lot of people requested, and we are partnering with Orange Liberia and the FAO, so it's going to be really huge. Through Orange Liberia, advertisement going to start hopefully next week, getting out visibility materials. Orange going to also be paying for the facility on behalf of, NAFA. We're also going to be having some, influencers participating. We want to make it lively. We want to make it like you went to a market and you just see that kind of entertainment and you get excited to buy We also going to be, those that are going to be purchasing using Orange Money, going to have 10% discount on every purchase you're going to be making. So we are encouraging people to subscribe and get Orange Money and go there and get any kind of seafood you want. The theme this year is from the catch to the consumer, because we're going to be buying from the beaches, from the canoes. Those women going to be bringing their produce, to the consumers. So it's going to be a very big event. The FAO partnering with us also to look at in terms of quality assurance. Through NAFA, we just had a whole training for 57 of those women, taking them through how to use the mobile app, how to serve customers, quality assurance and what have you. So it's going to be a very big event. I'm inviting all of you to come and buy. We're going to have the biggest, tilapia, catfish, gripper, kuta, the snappers, and lobster, crab, streams, just anything you can think about. Going to be at the Invisible Park on the 14th of March. And so we're inviting the country, come and interact with these wonderful women who are unsung heroes, who lay down their lives, getting food for us from the ocean, coming to the city and what have you.
It wasn't like this. Yeah, it wasn't like this before. And is it that because of the demand from the women that you are doing this? Because probably you were thinking about doing it just once a year, but we saw it in Grand Bassel, we saw it at NAFA office, and now March. Again, you are doing another one. Is it that they are the one demanding?
So we want to do it every quarter. It's not that they are demanding, but we think it is a kind of platform that the government can create for these Liberians who always see as people at the lower level, bringing them up to speed so that they earn income. The more income they earn, they are able to handle their domestic affairs. The more income they earn, they are able to pay revenue to government. Interestingly enough, we're trying to work with these women now to see how we transition in terms of measurement, skills of measurement. Right now, if you go to the market, you say, I want 1 pound of fish. We want to change it now. So, hey, I need a kilo. I need 2 kilos. And then you already know what the cost is for a kilo or 2 kilos. So unit of measurement going to be a part of our own activities to see how well we groom those women and make them much more professional. Because that's their office space, that's their turf. So we have to make sure they utilize the best way possible of what they need to do. It's going to be a big one, trust me. Come, we're going to start early in the morning, as early as 8 o'clock. We're going to start in the morning up to 6:30 in the evening. We're going to have music. We're going to have those tilapia being grilled. So come there, prepare yourself to eat. There we're going to have different kinds of seafood also there. Just come and buy, because the following day is a national holiday, March 15th. So come and buy your produce, and stock for the holiday. Yeah.
Are those activities have any cost-bearing effect on the institution?
I mean, another loaf for me. Another loaf for money. That's the good thing. The thing is that we've built strong partnerships. I can take a phone today and call the UNDP and call the European Union, and call the World Bank, and call JICA, and call the FAO, and hey, I want to get this done. And they see the value, and we account for it. We do reports, we submit it to them, we justify why we are doing this, what will be the impact to the sector. And so we spent a little amount. For now, Orange is doing a lot, for us, taking a lot of the costs. So last year, what we did, we built the boots for the women. We prepared the aprons for them. This year, it's off our hands. Orange is taking care of the aprons. All of the advertisement for it, but the venue, payment for the venue. FAO is also coming in with the aprons and everything like that. So NAFA will be spending, but it wouldn't cost us more than even $500.
Wow.
For that event. It won't cost us that's half of the cost going to our partners. And that's the kind of way we are working to be able to reduce overhead costs for NAFA and getting our partners to buy into what we are doing.
Your boss,
they just want to see value for money.
Your boss, the president of the country, has over the period said that government institutions should decentralize their activities. In fact, The president has shared a vision that he wants the same way people in Monrovia access services of different government institutions and entities. It should be like that across the country. The last time you were in the Southeast on a big tour, of which I was fortunate to be a part, there are lots of challenges. The fishermen and fishmongers in the Southeast proffered or put forth before the Fisheries Authority. Now that you've been confirmed, where do we start from?
The good news is that we're not waiting to be confirmed to start the work. We were in the field even when we're acting. The regional office renovation going to start between April and May this year. So we want to fast track that to make sure that the regional office in Harper is operational before the next World Fisheries Day. The next World Fisheries Day is in November this year, and we're going to be celebrating it in Harper, Maryland County. So we want to make sure that we have that office up and running. You know, there are a lot of works we're doing in the southeastern region. Grant says we'll be building the integrated fish landing site to be able to reduce post-harvest loss for our fishermen and fishmongers. That will be a whole facility that will have cold storage facility, you know, ice making machines and you know, a little small market, fish market, and what have you. So there are a lot of things we're doing in the southeast. Through the European Union now, we providing alternative livelihoods for the women in Greenville. Now we want to prepare them for the worst, so that tomorrow, if they are unable to get from the sea, what happens next? So those are activities we do. We listen to all of the cries from the southeastern region. We all heard the issue about the increase, the high cost in license fees through the president's own goodwill. 20% reduction was given to fishermen. And I can tell you that has yielded a lot of good results for this year payments for license fees. At this time now, we've reached 90% collection of our revenue just from artisanal, just because of that one decision that was made. And I think a lot of the fishermen see that as a very good, you know, effort for them to make more money now. A lot of people now want to come and get their vessel running, and you know, a lot of flexibility going on, and that's the way we want the sector to drive itself. You know, we shouldn't be compelling people to do what they have to do. Let people do it voluntarily. And I think that's one of the ways development can be enhanced. When people feel it, people own it, and people want to do it. And that's the reason why things are moving like the way they are moving in this government. I mean, everywhere you turn, every sector, it's kind of popping, everything popping, all over. No one is sitting. We all working.
That's why you're getting 70,000 jobs, right?
Oh yeah. Come, we can talk to that job.
We'll get to that job.
My good friend from the LRA just sent me a text to ask you. You said NAFA will begin contributing to the national envelope this year. Has there been a period between that NAFA ceased or when that comes?
Oh yeah, sure. I think for the past 3 or 4 years, yeah, NAFA has now rebated the government envelope. And when we took what that was one of our commitments we made to the legislature and to the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning, that hey, this year we're going to get it done. And for sure, I'm very intentional about it. And because of that intentionality, we've been able to waive a lot of things on ourselves. My predecessor used to get housing allowance, $750 every month. I waive it. I don't need housing allowance. My predecessor used to get a 20 kVA generator. I waive it. $2,000, $3,000 sundry allowance every month. I waive it. You know, so a lot of things we have to sacrifice because we want to make sure that the money is used for the sector and not for the hands of the entity. I've informed all of my staff now going across, if you are being supported by partners to attend an event, we've ceased to giving you incidentals because they're going to cover your ticket, they're going to cover your hotel, they're going to cover your feeding and everything. For now, we told them we're going to cease it. As revenue improves, we're going to, you know, reintroduce it. Right now, our petty cash system, we have to go through a whole process. Before then, petty cash used to spend like 1 week, 2 weeks. You know, talking about 100,000 like $1 1 week, 2 weeks. Now it's going 2 months. Because if you come to me and say, hey, you want to get this done, you must justify why you want to get it done, why you can't underwrite it, why you can't do something.
Some people may say that's too much bureaucracy.
It's not bureaucracy, it's value for money. Cost savings. Let the money be spent for the purposes intended. So that's not bureaucracy. 100 days are over. It's time to get the money to where it should go. and it's about the people, it is about the country. And this is the reason why they have insurance today, because we reduce a lot of unnecessary spending. That's the reason why today you have Seagull, you got a bus today, and we're trying to get another one. Let it serve the general good of the public.
Tina, you want to come?
It seems to be you have a good relationship with the fishmongers. Are they part of decision making? Are they making recommendation within the sector?
Oh, I meet them every quarter. I meet them every quarter. I also meet the sea chiefs. I meet every actor. We have a very good relationship with the Liberia Artisanal Fishermen Association. We just had their program yesterday, the ocean screening at the Moroville City Hall. And I think we're building a family. When you build a family, when people get to know that, hey, you are there for them, they feel free to say what they want to say. That's the reason why I say I want to be called Cyrus. When you call me DG or Director General, you'll be afraid to tell me certain things. But when you call me Cyrus, you think that, yeah, we're on the same stage. So you can tell me anything you want to tell me. So a lot of people are flexible. We meet them every quarter. We ask them at the investment conference that is coming up, and we're going to be talking about it. All of the fish that are going to be cooked at the investment conference at Farmington going to come from the fishmongers. And we've made it clear to Farmington. They're going to buy the fish from the fishmongers. Let those women make money. That's another bread and butter issue we're talking about. We want to make sure that our people feel the impact of this government.
Of recent, of recent, you signed some 25 billion with the European. Was that the European Union? Yeah, with the European Union, and it says NAFA is to strengthen or to remain effective, and that fund was to support the activities, support NAFA to reach out to the fishermen and fishmongers. I am thinking, are there priority areas that the Fisheries Authority have identified? Are there priority areas that you have already taken very seriously with the support of the European Union?
Sure. I mean, and let's indicate that it's a grant, 25 million euro grant over 6 years. The European Union going to be supporting the sector, geared towards small-scale fisheries, and those are artisanals, fishmongers and what have you. We've looked at areas of coaching. I think there are a lot of, post-harvest losses across the country. A lot of our people come from the beach. When they come late, they are unable to store their fish. So they are either compelled to dry it, on some serious measures, or perhaps sell it cheap. So looking at coaching, we're also going to be looking at providing early warning sign systems for our artisanal fishers. We also looking at building their capacity for the fishmongers. I just spoke about the unit of measure. How do we transition from that normal Liberian way of measuring to much more standardized way of measuring? We're going to be looking at policy. Looking back at our policy. What are some of the things we need to refine? So there are a lot, and it's going to be across the 9 coastal counties. We want to now make sure that the community have a part to play. And so we have what we call collaborative management associations in some of the counties. We want to make sure they are getting into the 9 counties. And so they become a key player in the sector. The Liberia Artisanal Fishermen Association, very good organization. We want to ensure that they are strengthened, they are organized, and they begin to drive some of our activities. Because once they are well structured, well organized, they are able to drive our activities. So that's the kind of area we're going to be focusing for the 25 million euro grant intervention from the European Union.
There's an upcoming event, sorry, Tina. There's an upcoming event in Margibi County, anytime soon. Do you want to give us more heads up on what will it all be about, and how soon will that be happening?
That's the Bongema. It's a Kele word, meaning gathering, big gathering. That's the Fisheries Investment Conference.
Okay.
When we kind of scope and dialogue with our partners, we saw that there's a strong need to attract private capital in the sector. Let the private sector drive fisheries. And that's the way you can create jobs, more jobs and whatever. Out of every 10 jobs, the private sector account for 9 of those. And so the Bongeman is intended to converge, actors from around Africa, and around Europe, to come and give some international best practices, experiences. How do we also get out the very business-to-business dialogue? How do we also get our own players in Liberia to learn, and also be able to skill up So the Bongeman, as we call it, it falls under the theme Unlocking the Blue Horizon. The features in the Blue family. And that's an event that will take place from March 30th to the 31st. A lot of preparations are in the making. We set up a whole interministerial steering committee. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs is co-chairing that committee. NAFA is chairing it. We also have the Central Bank of Liberia, Central Bank of Liberia, the National Investment Commission, Liberia National Police, Liberia Immigration Services, the National Port Authority, the Liberia Intellectual Property Right. We also have the Maritime, other key actors that are part of that ceremony, Ministry of Information. The reason is that we thought that we pull all of the resources from government together so that people are able to drive, what they are responsible to drive. So example, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs is dispatching all of the invitations, not verbal, to international partners. You have the Ministry of Information driving the communication aspect, and together with our company that was recruited called the Golden Touch Corporation. We also have the Liberia National Police that will be providing security on the day. We have the Liberia Immigration Services that will be looking at visas for guests that will be coming in. The Liberia Business Registry, contacting our local businesses that will be a part of the system. The Central Bank of Liberia, Monetary Policy, the Environmental Protection Agency. So it's a kind of Liberia thing, So we pull all of that together to make sure we have that. This conference is going to be for 2 days, very intensive. Day one going to be like the opening ceremony. His Excellency has accepted to officially launch 4 major documents for the sector. One will be the 10-year strategic plan we are developing now. We'll also be looking at the public-private partnership strategy, because we're talking about public-private partnership. Also the investment plan for fisheries in Liberia, and then an aquaculture strategy. So those 4 major documents are going to be launched. We've tapped into some names across Africa. We have the Minister of Marine Fisheries coming in from Nigeria. Nigeria is doing extremely well in aquaculture. In terms of catfish production, Nigeria is very huge in it. We have Emilia Arta coming in from Ghana, the Minister of Marine Fisheries. Also, tilapia. You talk about tilapia, you go to Ghana. Eat the bears and everything. We want to know how is it working. How can we learn from it? How can we improve what we are doing? We also have the Moroccans coming. The Secretary of State for Marine Fisheries in Morocco will also be here. I was in Dakar last week, and it's amazing how you see fisheries has grown, and provide the kind of needed resources for that small little city. We also have Sierra Leone, Princess Duba, the Minister of Marine Fisheries, coming in from Sierra Leone. And then we'll also have our own key player, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Liberia, finance and what have you, at the opening ceremony. We're going to make it very, very exciting, very, very powerful. There are 9 thematic areas that are going to be discussed for the 2 days, different topics. One, we're looking at fisheries and the blue economy. How can Liberia, adapt? How can Liberia improve on what they are doing? There will be also 3 major partnerships signed at that investment conference. The Sea King that came in last year. The company that will be winning the Sea King will be signing the agreement with that company at the conference. The Rubber Sport Cluster also, the World Bank invested that in about 7-8 years ago. It went down the drain. We're trying to get a company that will take over the Rubber Sport Cluster. So that agreement also going to be signed on that day. And then the big 1-year partnership with Orange Liberia. How do we infuse digital solutions into fisheries? That also going to be signed. So there's a lot we'll be doing on that day.
It shows a lot, Rokai. It's a very big event. I mean, the way you outlined, I was just visualizing how it's going to be. But again, I'm concerned about the cost. Is it enough by shouldering the cost for that conference single-handedly?
So we have the World Bank. The World Bank is kind of 90%. Sponsoring
they make it lobby all day. 90%.
The European Union is also coming in. I just had a meeting with them yesterday. They want to cover accommodation costs for the international guests that will be coming in. We also have Orange Liberia, that will be providing some billboards and providing internet that day for the facility. We also building what we call the Blue Marketplace. At the Blue Marketplace, we're going to have our own fish farmers showcasing what they are doing in Liberia.
Exactly the question I have.
Yeah, partners also in Liberia will be showcasing. We have companies coming in from Ghana, companies coming in from Morocco to also showcase what's happening on that other side. So we're going to have like 10 or 15 of those booths lined up outside the various species in our waters. We're also going to be showcasing it. So that will be the Blue Marketplace that various participants, His Excellency and others, will have time to review and interact with those farmers and what have you. Begging on by, we know how to beg.
You really know how to beg.
We know how to beg.
The president, during his State of the Nation speech, took the nation by storm. When he announced, when he announced that some 70,000 jobs, short and medium-term jobs, were provided by this administration. Well, a lot of folks believe that the numbers were not real. Something that the president, exceeded the actual number of jobs created. For those I think government believe that perhaps the numbers were even understated. I listened. After the president's address, you made a comment that with the fisheries industry, there could be maybe some 35,000 jobs or even more. Since October, has there been jobs created in the fisheries industry? Are there statistics from the fisheries industry to point to the number of jobs that have been created?
So those who say the numbers were not realistic, those who say the numbers were not realistic, I think perhaps they need to understand the development space, the way jobs are calculated. Just from fisheries alone in 2025, we were able to provide 5,188 jobs just from fisheries alone. And I can itemize them for you on how those jobs were provided. And those jobs stand from short-term, medium-term, and long-term jobs. We started the clay hatchery reconstruction. At the clay hatchery reconstruction, definitely you had, locals and what have you that were recruited, to be able to provide services and work, maybe the masons, the people who, holding the rock, digging the foundation and what have you. Those people are going off for a long time. The construction of that clay hatchery is being calculated between up to 1 year. So those were jobs provided. Also, through the World Bank, we provided 1,600 women with rents in Grand Bazaar, in Cape Town, and in Maggie. Each one of those fishmongers recruited at least 2 persons. And so if you do the math, you just do the math from there. So every fishmonger that got a grant skilled up the business. And in as much you skilled up that business, definitely you need another hand. And so that happened. So they were able to provide those. I can give you the numbers after because we were able to optimize the various areas. We also looked at some of the new fishing vessels, that came on board, employing some of our seamen from the Seamen Union. We also looked at the access road that was completed last year. So there were people who were also employed. Looking at our partners, within the fishing community, you had EU in Greenville, that also recruited from NAFA itself, that got in some people as well. So those jobs, trust me, what we've done in fact this year, we're going to catalog it by name, sex, number, duration, amount paid, and everything. So that full database is going to be there because we're very intentional.
Is there an estimate that you can?
It's for NAFA last year.
Yeah,
5,188 jobs were provided for NAFA last year.
Yeah, but
From the sector.
in your previous statement, you said close to 30,000. So I don't
Over the
know.
period.
Okay.
Over the period. I was speaking like over the period. That's the number of jobs that.
And you still stand by that?
Oh yeah. Yeah. 9 coastal counties, 5,089 fishermen. We have almost around 4,500 fishmongers. Just in Montserrat, we've done the analysis for fishmongers in Montserrat. 961 fishmongers in Montserrat. Each one of them is recruiting at least 2 persons to be able to provide us 65. 1 minute. 65 new coastal reefs were built and active activated in Montserrat in 2025. Each one of those Costa Ricans employ 5 Liberians on each. So if you calculate, hey man, we're serious. We're talking about real figures. We're making them, and those are jobs. And this year it's going to go higher because the $25 million project is coming up. People are going to be recruited across the country. We also have the new bank project we're developing. We also have interventions. We just got a partner called Blue Venture that have come to Liberia and now want to develop programs with Liberia. We are decentralizing to the counties. The Maryland Hub is going to be open. The new fisheries complex. We're going to be breaking ground for the new fisheries complex in April. So construction going to start. All of that we're going to be telling you the number of jobs going to even double what we are now.
The question I want to ask Wakai, when I listened, you said, especially with the fishmongers, that when they receive the grants and support programs, is it that NAFA has been able to follow up to understand that maybe a fishmonger that receives a grant or a loan was able to recruit a person to add to their business, or it is an expectation?
No, it's not expectation. I visited the field 2 times last year to meet with the fishmonger. And in Grand Bassa alone, I mean, some of the fishmongers, there are like 3 or 4 of them said, hey, I got a cooler. I got a mini freezer. I had to employ 3 persons. Because now I'm buying more fish from sea. I need more people to be able to sell for me. And so one of that fishmonger in Grand Bassa is getting like 3 persons hired because they have gotten that grant. Because they have increased their sales. Because now they have more customers. And so just from that alone, so it's not an estimate. We're telling you the reality is not, it's no estimate. And that's the reason why I don't sit in the office all the time. I visit the field to go and see what is happening. Conservation International is implementing that aspect of the grant program. And so we have the data.
Prior to the president's pronouncement of that 70,000 jobs, when you contacted to provide your statistics from the fisheries side?
Sure. We send our quarterly report, our annual report, and everything. So we gave our own information to the president's office. And that is done.
Because part of the reason I'm asking is some believe that the president was being misled.
No.
And that there was no actual statistics.
Harry, those who believe in that, they are weak. I believe that they should be challenging the government and say, out of 5.4 million people, 70,000 jobs a year is small. That's the argument we are expected to have come. But if you say it's too much, then you are even defeating yourself. Because just take Punch FM here alone. How many persons you get on board just from some of your activities here? We're having a fish market day. We're having a university student that will be taking part. Those are short-term jobs. Every other day, job is created. We just need to track it intentionally, and that's what we're going to do. So I think it's a lazy argument from our colleagues who say that 70,000 jobs. That's a lazy argument. Look at all of the construction that are going on the road construction network across the country. Do you know how many Liberians get employed just from 1 kilometer road? I mean, let's face the reality.
We look at short-term jobs and fisheries.
But we have long-term, and not just short-term. We have medium-term, we have long-term jobs. Definitely this year, we call it some long-term, getting folks long-term jobs. And that data are going to be available. You come by the fisheries, we want to give it to you. We are moving with data now. I mean, the fisheries sector. For too long, we depended on other people giving us the data. Now we are doing the data. We are capitalizing the data. By next month, we'll be launching our new website because the present website is not user-friendly. Next one is really enhanced, user-friendly. So we're going to be launching that next month. That you can go on and see our reports and see what we're talking about jobs, the areas that are providing jobs. One of the things we're going to be pushing on is value addition. Once we move into value addition, trust me, I will not be talking about 5,100 jobs.
10,000 jobs.
Yeah, that I can assure.
So you can safely say that the number announced by the president was a little below the beyond.
Well, I think it was based on what he received from the very entities.
Okay.
Yeah, because every entity provided the number of jobs created and the category of the jobs and the service and everything. Weah, let us not be lazy in our country. Why do we take ourselves so small? I mean, 70,000 jobs for the whole country, 5.4 million people across Liberia. in every sector, looking at agriculture, looking at roads, looking at telecoms, youth development, and what have you. Just last year, we received 2 youth through the National Service Program. 2 of them were deployed. That's job, right? We also got from the PYPP, the President Young Professionals, also on board last year. It's a job, and they are along with us. They are being paid. They are getting income. So why are we acting so lazy and think that, hey, it is not a reality for us to create jobs?
Part of the reasons why
That's lazy.
I want to believe part of the reasons why people argue that statistics is because the vice president of record, for instance, find making that the biggest challenge that the Unity Party is faced with is the issue about job creation. The Millennium Challenge Corporation scorecards were released and said that the government failed in the issue about employment. In fact, the government had 9%, which means that the Unity Party government was not addressing the issue about jobs. That's why when the president, with all of the different testimonies and accounts provided, and the president came out with 70,000 jobs, it was strange to a lot of people. It was to some extent. Now the figures when I read it. Now the question is, where can we find those 70,000 persons? I mean, it was part of the composition the operators will have it. So I'm asking directly, where can I locate some of the 5,000 persons that NAFA have provided?
Come to NAFA, you will see some of them long term. Go to Grand Bassa County, I can give you a whole database of the women who received those grants. Go to the access row, go to the clay hatchery. We can give you all of the data. Just go out there and ask. We don't have to come and be calling people's names. John received job today. Is that what they want us to do? Mary received job yesterday. Is that what they want us to do? We are a data-driven government. And we are serious about data. And so we have that. I mean, so 70,000. Do the math. 5.4 million. Do the math. What's the percentage? Maybe around like, I mean, if you do the math. All right. So my point I'm trying to make is that 70,000 jobs, we need to do more, and that's why the vice president said we need to be intentional about job creation. For me, 70,000 is a drop in the ocean. For a people that talking about every year, you talk about graduates coming from the universities. Every year, you talk about people coming from vocational institutions. 70,000 jobs is a drop in the ocean. We need to do more. We need to double that. We need to triple that. And we're going to double it this year.
You know,
Very intentional doubling it this year.
you know, since the took over at NAFA, we have started seeing international partners pulling in. We saw the EU coming in with that $25 million, and we are seeing a lot of conferences or other events being planned for NAFA. Is it that your administration is that much trusted by the international partner, that's why they are putting in, or is the picture that you are printing to them that making them to come over?
The entire government is trusted by international partners. That's the reason why we got overwhelming vote for the Security Council. And that's the reason why today you see the foreign minister. I mean, if you travel now, get at the airport. The very first thing, you show your passport. Like I was in Morocco and I was at the airport, and the guy said, "Good English."
Good English.
So I said, "When you saw my passport, good English." You know, so we are proud now to travel with our passports, and so everyone wants to trust the government. So people are coming every other day. We receive partners, investors that want to come in our country. Just yesterday, day before yesterday night, I had a dinner with a group, Blue Ventures. They haven't been to Liberia. You know, now they want to partner with NAFA and the fishing community. We're also talking now with a lot of other partners, you know, from Asia, from Europe, and what have you. And I think because they see serious people occupying serious positions. And when we get to meetings, when we get there, and when we get in the meetings, we get there on time. And when it's 9 o'clock, we are there 9 o'clock. And when we are ready to deliberate, we speak for the country.
So the CDC.
I'm coming on minute. We don't just accept anything the partners tell us. We have to see the vision of the country. We have to tell them, no, this is good for us, this is not good for us. Okay? And they listen to us because they know we are serious about it. When they send reports, we review, we critique, we give them feedback. We are very punctual in responding to emails. You send me email today, what I get this people, once I get a sign I'm going to respond to you. Right now, the Fisheries Information Management System, for all of our partners, trust me, 2 days, you get a permit. Before it used to be 3 weeks, 1 month. People sitting on it. 2 days, your permit is ready. There's no more trouble. Nobody running after them for cartons of fish. I warn my staff, if I hear any company complaining that you went there to harass them for fish, trust me, you're going to get the penalty. And we're very intentional. This government, serious government.
So,
and that's the reason why the president is bringing the best on it.
The CDC government past 6 years, with all of what you outlined, you want to tell us that they lack leadership. That's why that got them to where they are today, or what was happening? What do you think?
Don't be that pepper in my mouth.
I want to know, probably because you keep saying we are serious government. So we have on serious government.
But are you seeing the difference? You're seeing the difference at the Just Armed Forces Day celebration. You saw diplomats. You saw them. International partners are coming in and out. They are rating this government. I mean, you see at the Liberia Electricity Corporation what is happening. There are a few challenges now, but it has improved. It's not like before. Road connectivity, what's happening? I rode to the southeast from Ganta. So Maryland, I took, 7 hours? Ganta to Maryland, 7 hours. I mean, you were on the trip.
I'm a testament.
We went to Bagleyville. We went to Greenville. We went all over. The road network is good. All right? You have people now, buses going through, transportation prices have come down. All right? The telecommunication sector, things are moving. A lot of things happening.
But people keep saying that you guys are capitalizing on what they previously started.
When Liberia was formed?
Way back.
1847.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
We have to build up on things to get the country to where it should go. You can't just say because Liberia was formed in 1847, you're going to ignore activities that happened in 1847.
So it means that you guys are
capitalizing. You were in that seat,
yeah.
And that's what gave you the leverage as a government official. Today, I'm in this seat as, head of NAFA. If I leave from there today or tomorrow, I don't have that leverage. I'm here today because I have no leverage.
So, Harris, I beg you. So, why is it that you are not giving credit to your predecessor after doing, carrying out some project?
Which credit? You want me to wear T-shirt and put everybody's pictures?
But there are some times that you do something that she started, and you can't give her the credit.
Brother, I did it once at the opening ceremony.
You will not continue it.
I'm coming. I did it at the opening ceremony when I was inducted.
Okay.
I said I want to thank my predecessor for keeping the touch burning. That was enough. Going forward, unless you want me to wear a T-shirt and put my picture on it.
It was a simple question. It was a simple question.
Is that what you want me to do?
Because I recalled when you signed that 25 million grant with the EU. After that signing, she did oppose and said those gains now that NAFA is achieving is because of all leadership at the time.
So why was it not signed at that time?
I mean, she says she initiated the project.
Why was it not signed
at that time? Even I recall when you are going to the University of Liberia to do a dedication of the what's that?
Fisheries.
The Fisheries Aquaculture. Again, I follow. She took to her Facebook page to say that in her words, the staff of NAFA and those that believe that she was not performing or was not delivering, she said all of these things now you achieving. It was because she was the one that initiated those.
So it is the country achieving it, it's not me. It's the country. The World Bank supported that project.
So in her mind, she wants you to.
I'm coming. The World Bank. I'm coming. The World Bank supported that project. That World Bank funded project was initiated even prior to 2018 through the BNF, the WAF project, and that project took a second phase. All right. The thing is that we should not be caring so much about ourselves as public officials. Let's care about the country. It doesn't matter who initiated what. Our focus should be that the country is progressing. There are a lot of bad things also happen. Should I every time go when I get on the public media, I outline some of those bad things and give credit? Should I be giving bad things? Should I be giving credit for bad things?
Will you feel comfortable if your successor filtered
Look, Harris, I leave from here today. Don't mention my name or anything. Say the country. I don't care about me. I don't care about what I do. It's about the country. And as I said, I'm here today I have all of these leverage with partners and whatever because I'm in the seat. If I leave the seat today, based on my relationship I built, I'm able to interact with them, but not with that kind of authority. Today I have that convening power. I can say, hey, I want to see you. And the World Bank would come to me and we talk. If I leave this seat today, I can't tell the World Bank I want to see. I have to drive there and call the police and say I want to see you. Yeah, because we have that convening power today. Let's think about the country, not about ourselves. I don't care about who did it. It's about what is being done. The OPEC funded project, 2 years, that project agreement was signed. 2 years, and it was never operationalized. We took over quickly. In less than 2 months, 3 months, that project kicked off. So should I be giving credit for the bad things? Should I stand and say staff had to wake up when the Director General walked in and before they sit down, got to tell them to sit down? Should I be giving credit for that? Should I come in and say the partners were insulted? Should I be giving credit for that? Come on, let's cut a spade a spade. I don't like to go back on it. I want to move forward. And that's why I said I want to give her the credit for keeping the touch burning. There were good things that happened. There were bad things that happened. It's time to move on, building up on the good things. And eradicating the bad ones. Today's staff can tell you, they are comfortable to talk to me. Doors open 24/7. It was never like that. Before you enter that office, you should know the grounds you're entering. Today, anybody walks in, janitors, everybody walk into the office. In fact, I just had dinner, lunch with all of the support staff, security, janitors, everybody. So every month, I try to meet with them and listen to their plan. How can we improve? How can we get this done? And that's the kind of leadership style we have exhibited at NAFA. Let us leave this thing about who gives credit. Look, let me give him credit then to give him
Someone is asking that how far or what's the status of the fisheries department at Weah? Why is it not centralized? And are there other students who are finding interest in it? They haven't heard you talking more about the fisheries department at the university.
Look, kids are the rest of our heart, and about 300, I think about 300 plus of them now have enrolled. Every activity we are carrying on, they are invited. The last World Fisheries Day, they invited university students, they were there. This fisheries conference coming up, definitely they have also been invited. In fact, there's a whole protocol training going on. 10 of them will be part of it because we wanted to get more involved. We are about to do a fisheries aquaculture demonstration site for them to be able to get hands-on learning and training. So what we did was that we helped them to develop a curriculum. We got the college for them. We announcing how we strengthen them, align with them more. And all is about what our partners, our contacts. Once we can get partnership to support them, definitely we'll do that. So every sector is moving along. Just for this year, we're also trying to work now with the Tottenham University. And we'll be building on what we did at the University of Liberia.
So that will only be
on the
in
EU
public
project,
university.
On the EU project, we're going to start with that